The SkyBoxx.
SkyBoxx. The SkyBoxx.
The SkyBoxx.
The SkyBoxx.
SkyBoxx.
To the SkyBoxx.
We're going to say rejoice.
All right.
We're going. You are a person that has a significant other and it's a cancer survivor. Okay, so I'm gonna bring you into that mind frame. All right. How did it feel to be that significant of a cancer survivor?
So it's kind of weird. I remember when she would complain she felt something like on her breast, whatever. Excuse me. And I said, all right, well, just get it checked out. I didn't really think nothing of it because she had some other health issues going on at the time, so I thought it might be related to that. I said, yeah, just get it checked out. So weeks went by. I really didn't think nothing of it. Life happens. You work, you go to things you're doing. And she came back and she said, well, I went to see the doctor. And I was like, okay, well, let's see what happens. And I remember getting a call. I think it was like a Wednesday. I had got home from work and I had time. I had to be somewhere, but I had time to lay down and take a nap. And I'd be looking forward to my after work naps.
What? Yeah. Daddy naps are the greatest things ever, ladies and gentlemen.
I just remember laying down. The dog was actually being good, so he was laying down. And I was like, man, I'm going to get this and that. And my phone rang, and it was one of her coworkers. And they were like, you may have to come here. She got the test results back. And I'm like, first I'm thinking, oh, what test results? But I didn't really think, but I could hear her kind of crying in the background, and I could hear them kind of choked up. So I darted over to the school because she was working at, she's a principal in the Harrisburg School District. And at the time she was at John Harris. And
shout out to the Cougars.
What's up? And so I shot over there, and I remember walking into the principal's office. And as soon as I'm coming in, some people are leaving. Some people, and she's turning around. She starts crying. She's like, "Tony has cancer." And I said, "Oh." I don't even know if I said "oh" or if I said anything. I just was like, "Wow, really?" And so I sat down in the chair and we talked, and she's crying. I said, "All right, so what we gonna do?" Because once you told me that, I'm in attack mode. I'm like, "All right, what's the game plan?"
Right.
I don't got time to be
I ain't got time to do
crying. But I let her have her moment crying, and I'm like, "All right, so what we gonna do?" And I was like, she said, "Well, I don't know how to tell the kids." I said, "Well, let's just process it tonight." I said, "But we are going to tell the kids, And so we sat down. I think it was maybe 2 days later. We sat down with the kids and we told them what was happening. And then we started getting a game plan together because it was, at the time we didn't know it, but it was stage 3. So it was kind of fairly, it's not like she caught it early.
Yeah. Like
yeah. So we got the game plan together and decided to go to Hershey. And, Hershey, they put a team together. And that's one thing I didn't know. It's like, you just think, oh, I'll just go to the doctor and we'll have surgery, they'll give me some medicine. But it's a team of doctors. It's not just one. And you got to go to different doctors for different things. And it was just truly a learning experience. And so the first thing was to get, it took them about 3 or 4 months. They didn't even treat it right away. So she was kind of frustrated. She was like, I got cancer. And like 2 months going by, 3 months going by. I ain't do nothing yet. So they're still trying to get their game plan together, and they decide they're gonna have surgery to remove. Well, she decided to have surgery to remove both breasts. So she did that, and the biggest thing when you're doing that is to check the lymph nodes, make sure it doesn't spread to any parts of the body.
Correct.
And then since she had to do radiation after that, and then once you do that and you recover from that, now you got to think about the breast reconstruction. And are you going to do implants? Are you going to take from other parts of the body to? So she decided to take from her stomach. So that was another major surgery, and all this happens over the course of 2 years. You think it's going to happen, boom, 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 but it doesn't. You got to do this, You gotta recover from that. And you can do this, you gotta recover from that. So all the while you're in pain, and that's on top of anything extra
That's
that was going on, just regular,
man.
you know. So in the midst of that, COVID hit. So then, you know, she would go to the hospital. And there was a time where she went in and she didn't come out for 30 days because you couldn't go see, and they had to keep her. So she basically lay there for a whole month.
What?
And you know, laid in the bed for 30 days, and that's hard. When you think about it, man,
You can't move.
You can't move.
You ain't got no.
Yeah, you
move,
got
you
your
just so
TV and
right.
your biggest thing of the day is, you know, your favorite show come on. I guess that's what you can look forward to, but you can't, you know, get up, you can't walk around, you can't. Those are all the things you take for granted, you know. You get so.
How's she doing?
She's doing good now. She's on chemo. She has to be on chemo pills for 5 years, and that affects your joints. So one of the side effects is it affects your joints, so it's hard to walk. Mm-hmm. And so to combat that, they give you pain medicine, but then that makes you tired, it makes you down. You know, sometimes you have energy, sometimes you don't. So she could go to work one day and feel okay about getting through. You're always still in pain, but you could at least get through. But then there's days you just can't even get out of bed, you know. So you just never know. Yeah, one day at a time. So, and you got to do it for 5 years. The only other option is not to take the chemo pills, but then you risk the cancer could come back. So, and they don't really deem you cancer free until after 5 years. So, they're showing no signs of anything. So it's just one of them things you just got to fight through it. And so.
We here, Queen. Fight, Queen. We here, Queen. Don't you worry. We here. We fighting with you, girl. Definitely fighting with y'all, man.
Yep.
Yep. Let me ask you this. If you could ask anyone for advice of what you're going through right now, what would be your...
If I give them advice? Just be as supportive as you can. It's hard to understand what someone's totally going through because you don't feel the pain yourself. But that's one of the hardest things is knowing that someone is in pain and you can't do anything about it. You can't offer them nothing. Your words are probably hollow because you can say it, but it's not going to make them feel any better. But you want them to know that you do sympathize with them, but they don't always understand it. So the biggest thing is just to try to just be there as much as you can. And the problem for me was, you know, I worked 2 jobs, and then I was also had kids I had to get through certain events, or I had things at work I had to do, and trying to always be there and balance everything is tough. And so, and then not to mention the bills that come in, you know, you know, when you going through all these surgeries and ER visits, you know, stacks and stacks of bills pile them up. Mm-hmm. And so I had to deal with it later. I had to deal and figure out how you're going to do it. So people don't always think about that because you do have insurance that covers most of it, but it doesn't cover everything. Mm-hmm. So you got to always just be mindful of where's the balance, where's the right balance. And you might think you're doing the right thing, and then they might not take it that you're doing the right thing, or you're not there as much as you should be, or whatever. So you just try to balance it all, and that's all you can do is and just stay busy. My thing is to stay busy because you don't want to just be sitting there thinking about stuff. You know, right. That's not good for the mind. You gotta stay busy and then trust in God, man. That's all you can do.
Last question. What did you learn from yourself about yourself, her, and together?
Man, so what I learned about her is she's very resilient, and she can just, I mean, she's had surgeries before, and she always bounced back. You know, she would do what she had to do and eat those surgeries up, I say, and then come back and be ready to go. This one was a little different because the breast reconstruction one really, you know, she was out for like 4 or 5 months, and just she couldn't bounce back like she wanted to bounce back. It was really tough, and I just noticed how resilient she was. She would still be able to watch a show and laugh or do something, and not knowing that her body wasn't how she wanted it to be. You know, you're born one way, and then you look at your body, it's just deteriorated. You know, and it's like, man, I'm a shell of myself. This is, you know, I don't even like looking at myself, this and that. But you always want to encourage, you know, like, you know, we're gonna get right. You just get healthy, then we'll get the body right. We'll get it looking how you want it to look, and so just learn that she's a resilient person. She can bounce back. And what I learned about me is I had to do stuff I never thought I'd do, man. I had to play doctor at home, changing drains that bodily fluids had come out, and waking up in the middle of the night to give medicine, and coming home from work and checking on things, or just being able to work from home and trying to balance helping her and work at the same time. So you adapt. So I learned that I can adapt to anything, man. And then
I know that, yo,
yeah,
for real. That's what it usually is. When you're at your lowest low, you can adapt to a lot of things.
Yep.
Well, you know, we can do this all day,
All
my
day,
guy,
man.
all day, you know what I mean? But if you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, hit me up at the number one, SkyBoxx@gmail.com. If you're on your favorite podcast app or YouTube, all you have to do is search the SkyBoxx. Remember, hit that like and subscribe button. It's only $3.99. If you're on IG, all you have to do is search at SkyBoxxPod. And if you're on Facebook, all you have to do is search me, Michael C. or Michael Curtis, Micheal Curtis. Again, I want to thank my guy Tony for coming through on the SkyBoxx.
Michael C., thanks for having me.
You already know, and there's going to be more of this guy in the future. But again, my name is Michael C., and this is the SkyBoxx, the source of light over the mic. And also, remember, be good to yourself, y'all.
Peace.
Go to YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. It's only $3.99. $3.99? Are we only on YouTube? Nope. Are we on Google? Yep. How about Anchor? Yep. Are we on Spotify? Yep. How can they find us? Search the SkyBoxx. Thank you for watching the SkyBoxx. And remember, click one of these 3 videos that's related to the SkyBoxx and click that like and subscribe button. It's only $3.99. And also, be good to yourself, y'all.